Obviously you can't trust them. Most of them are simpletons who can't follow basic instructions. Big Brother UK episode 10, and I was quite glad that we didn't see a lot of Ali and Rosie last night because they two are doing my fucking nutting. Last night the housemates were given a new challenge, and head of house Khaled is now the Prime Minister, and his cabinet was made up of Days, Nathan and Emma, and I thought that the four of them were actually hilarious together. And I know people really love the drama, I love the drama, but sometimes it's good to see them having fun as well. So they had to put teams of workers together, and I thought that Emma was actually hilarious last night, and they put the team of road workers together, and I swear to God, like Ali had to paint and she was literally like going so slow. And when I see somebody doing a job slow and I think I could do that faster, that's when you know it's bad. Like, it was absolutely pathetic. And then when she says to her about it, she's like, oh, do it yourself then. It's a basic task, Ken. Fucking paint a line and grow up. Like, I don't like being told what to do, but her attitude was just fucking stinking. And Baked Potato, she was trying to paint a bit faster and her lines were a bit of a mess, right? But at least she was actually trying and she wasn't fucking about on the machinery. I'm not really sure what Lily done, but to be honest, they probably just let her do nothing because she probably would have just fucked it up anyway. Days was in charge of energy and they chose Martha to blow on the wind turbines, but they spent some of their budget to give her more time. No joke, right? I was sitting watching this with my pal and I was like, do you know what? That's actually really hard. So I was like, imagine trying to just blow like that for 20 minutes, right? Like, I was pure lightheaded. I don't know how she was still standing after it. I think I did it for about a minute and I was like, oof. That was a hard one. So the politicians were having lunch in their office and there was a bagel left and Dean put it in the bin. See if I'd have heard one more thing about this bagel, right? All Emma said was, why did you put that in the bin? And I felt like the whole episode he just went on about it. And I know they're bored, right? But when he was in the diary room, he was like, oh, I just thought I would wind people up because I can and I'm having fun. And I was like, such lad mentality. Can't stand them now. I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt because I thought they've got nothing else to do in there. There's no books, no music, no TV, nothing. So all they've really got to do is wind people up. But it was just the way he was going about it. I was like, ah. And everybody's been saying, I want him to have more screen time. And then now he's got it and I'm like, right, that's enough. So when Dean spoke to him about it for what felt like the 5,000th time, and he says, I put it in the bin so that nobody would eat it. And he's like, oh, do you not trust the people in the house? No. Why should he trust anybody in the house? Most of them are fannies. Like, they couldn't even pass the first task, the holiday one. It was so simple. Don't eat the other people's food. Do you know what I mean? And then Ryan was eating the sausages, Lily was eating the sausages, didn't even fucking brush her hair, fell asleep on the job. It was an absolute, it was a total embarrassment. And he's like, oh, do you not trust the people in the house? Well, no, you can't really trust children to be unattended, can you? So the politicians had to choose 2 guards to stay up all night and make sure nobody get into 10 Downing Street. And they chose Izzaz because he's a dick, basically. And they chose Thomas because they thought that, well, he doesn't want to be bet and he'll stay awake all night. And while they were standing guard, the politicians were having a secret party and they were loving life. And on the Late and Live show the other night, it was showing the clips of them and they were eating the food, right? And I thought, oh God, they must be starving because of the way they were pure, like, eating this food. But then last night when they were eating it, they were just talking about how amazing the food was. And Nathan was like, oh my God, this pork is amazing. And they were like eating all the cakes and all that and just absolutely fucking loving it. And I thought, I wonder who caters for them. So they were given a task to sneak into the storage room and get more alcohol and come back in. And it was so bizarre because Emma and Nathan went into the storage room and they did a good job. They went in, they got the drink, they came back. And they were like, that, where's the toilet roll? And then they were talking about Days being on the toilet, right? And she couldn't wipe her arse and I was pissing myself. And Days, like, she doesn't give a fuck, right? But it was the fact that they went in looking for toilet roll and they're like that, oh, it's in here. And they're like, okay, we'll come and get it. And it's like, well, you didn't come back and get it. They didn't even go in with any toilet roll. But I felt like they just did it, like they weren't suspicious or anything. But then later on when they came out and they were saying, oh, do you just have a secret party? And Nathan was like, oh no, I'd be up for that. But I thought it was so obvious, like the way he was acting. Like, it wasn't discreet at all. I'd have been sitting there like, you've obviously had a secret party. During last night's show, they beeped out a word. And I was like, what the hell? They've been saying fuck and they've been like swearing all the time, right? And I don't ever really remember them beating. And then I realised that Dean said cunt, right? And I was like, oh my god. As we know, I want to go on Big Brother. Well, it's going to be like beep, 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 beep bag, beep bab, beep, 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 like constantly. They're going to put me out. I know what, I'm going to have to change my whole personality. So on the Late and Live show, they were showing the exclusive clips of some of the news that's coming up and some of the other tasks that they're going to be doing. And the housemates find out about the secret party and they are fucking raging. But Azaz finds out that they could have gave help for the guards on night shift, and he's raging, right? So he phones up the office and he's like, oh, we stayed up all night, we could have had help. And then Emma says, oh, you probably wouldn't have been as tired if you hadn't have spent all day yesterday shitstorm. And he was just raging, and I was like, well, that's what he gets. Right, so the last part of this video is actually quite serious, to be honest, right? But I was shocked. First of all, Ali's a cunt. Not shocked at that whatsoever. But on the Late and Live show, they had asked the housemates what changes they would make if they were Prime Minister for the day. And Ali, who's supposed to be a feminist, and by the way, when you're a feminist, it means equality for all, equality across the board, everybody gets treated the same, equal pay, equality, right? And she said that she would bring in a curfew for men. A fucking curfew for men. I was like, ah, she's a fucking cunt. No joke. I have got really controversial opinions about a lot of things. People having kids, benefits, like a lot of different things, right? It's very controversial. But never in my life have I thought, oh, do you know what? They should give men a curfew because men are so evil and scary and bad. Fuck her. She's an absolute fucking bitch. I can have conversations with people and me and my friends don't agree with a lot of things, right? Mainly they don't agree with me because they think I'm too harsh. But if I was really friends with somebody and we were sitting having a conversation about changes we would make and they actually said with a serious face that they would have a curfew for men, I'd be like, ah, do you know what, I can't even be pals with you because you're a fucking idiot. And I really mean this when I say it. She's a fucking disgusting, rancid bitch. And I know that she works with people in prison and she sees the things that men do, but guess what, women are criminals as well. And not all men are the same, and I know people will be like, oh, but men are scary, women are scared, men are stronger than women. Do you know what? There should be no curfew for men. Fuck her and fuck anybody that thinks that, to be quite honest with you. She's an absolute bitch and I wish I'd have gave her all my votes now. I need to go and meditate because the thought of people like her really fucking riles me up. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.